Cobra! What up everyone, it's your boy Xmanny87 here, bringing you another G.I. Joe Classified video, and what I have for you today is the Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified series Cobra Trooper Special Missions Cobra Island action figure review. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a thumbs up like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, let's take a look at this Cobra officer. Alright, so taking a look at one fully stripped down next to one that's fully geared up, oh man, they look so badass, and this dude with nothing on still looks like he could freaking hurt you. So the Cobra officers are a rank higher than the Cobra Vipers, so once a Cobra Viper proves himself, Cobra Commander's like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna promote you, give you a raise, cause, you know, Cobra Commander's nice like that. So the difference in occupations between a Cobra officer and a Cobra Viper is that the Cobra officer will have more of behind the scenes role in Cobra and have access to more intel as opposed to the Cobra Vipers. Speaking of the Cobra Vipers, it looks like the new look for these Cobra officers are a combination of how the Cobra Vipers looked like with the big tactical vests and the armored boots, and the Cobra officers. It's just like they mashed them into one and got this. So definitely getting a vibe of a Cobra Viper more than a Cobra officer. And that just makes me curious how the Cobra Vipers will look in this line. And judging by this, they gotta look awesome because, wow, this is absolutely amazing. So taking a look at this head sculpt, it is magnificent. A lot going on with this guy, but I love the way he looks. So this is the base head, and he has like that, you know, Firefly kind of looking mask. You got the face guard right there, or mouth guard, whatever you want to call it, with some nice sculpting, some nice paint details. You get some silver dry brush in there, so I like that. That's really cool. And you get some texture going along with that, you know, some armored bits. Then you got the eyes right there looking real mean, and he's got that face print technology going on too, so that's interesting. Then you got the eye pupils painted in a red color because, you know, he's evil. They didn't go with a regular eye pupils, they went with red, so it makes me think that these guys are not human, but whatever the case may be, still, it looks good. And then you got the tactical vest going on. So this vest is very, very bulky, and it's not removable. So you are definitely going to experience some hindering in the movement. Lots of texturing going on throughout, you know, a knife sheath and a gun holster with the Cobra logo on it right there, so that looks really good. I love the Cobra logo right there in the middle in red. However, this tactical vest partially covers it, so I just wish this Cobra logo was a little bit raised and make it more visible so I can see the logo in its entirety, but looks amazing. I love all the sculpted details we're getting throughout here. And then you get some different paint apps right here, like a rusted metal type color, and you get some rusted sculpting and plating right there. That's really cool. I like that. You know, you get ports in the back for the accessories or storage, so that's cool. We'll take a look at that later. And then, you know, you get another Cobra logo right there at the top of the harness. Shoulder straps going over, pouches right there. Yeah, that's pretty much with the vest. And you got the arms, and you get some of that texture going on at the shoulders in different areas like the tricep and bicep and such. So yeah, you get some wrinkles at the sleeves. You know, you get more of that texturing inside the forearm right there. You know, you got an armored gauntlet right there. That is really cool, and I like this a lot. He's got the Cobra logo right there on top of the hand. That is really cool. You know, you get a nice blue color. I really like the blue color we get here. And another Cobra logo. My God, this guy screams Cobra everywhere you look at him. Cobra! 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 So I love it. It speaks to Cobra Commander and his vanity, you know? He wants his officers to look like him, and having the whole Cobra logo branded all over him just makes it feel like Cobra Commander did design the uniforms himself. Now taking a look at the legs. At first glance, I really thought these were reused from Duke, but they're not. They're actually different. You do get the same texture pattern going on. Yeah, it is different. You get the seams right here. You know, you don't get that on Duke. But even the knee pads too. I thought the knee pads were the same in the boots, and they're not. They're all different, and I totally dig that. At first I thought they had that Cobra design pattern, which would have been dope, but, you know, keeping it simple like this looks good. And then you got the armored boots, and you know, you got the shin guards that are armored right there. Nice sculpting, loving the colors, man. And you got some nice rusted texture right there on top of the foot. You know, you get some straps right there. Overall, it's really cool. And then the bottom of the feet with the serial number right there. Yes, that's how it should be done. Now, for one of many accessories that's included with this figure, he comes with a dagger here, and as you can see, how awesome is that? Look at that snake sculpt coming out of the dagger. Like the dagger, the blade, it looks like to be the tongue of the snake. And I think this is a nice sculpt. Just wish there was more paint detail. Then he comes with 2 Nerf looking pistols, which doesn't bother me because in the cartoons they were using blasters, not real guns. Next up, you got a Nerf looking rifle, so lots of sculpting going on. Again, just like the guns and the knife, a lack of paint detail, so it's just a solid black color. I gotta say, I do not like this peg right here, and this plugs into the back, and I don't like it. I wish there was another way to attach it, but I'll show you that later. Then he comes with another Nerf looking rifle, and this looks to be more of a sniper rifle type of design, but you get another peg right there to plug into his back, and I just do not like that. And it's not that tricky to put it in his hands. You're just gonna have to slide that down, do a little twist, get that trigger finger there, and boom. And if you want, you could put the other hand and have him grab the magazine like so. That way your Cobra officer is wielding it two-handed, but oh man, look at that. The peg right there just does not look good, so I would say do the other side to hide it. See, now it's hidden, much better. Yeah, and do the same with the other rifle. Next up, he comes with this armband, which I thought was really cool, so that way you can rank your officers like sergeant, lieutenant, captain, whatever it may be. And I really like the look to this. And you got battle marks right there so it doesn't look too plain, and then you got an arrow pointing down. So what I do is just pop the hands off and slide it up, get it past the gauntlet. And looking at it on, it looks really good, and I like that it's on the bicep because it'll move along with the bicep so it won't get in the way with any type of movement. Next up, he comes with a pair of goggles that are in black and red. And let's put it on this guy to see how it looks. And boom, there you go. And I really like this look because the eye slits right there painted in red just reminds me of a Cobra. So it's so fitting. I love it, and it just makes it look more badass. There's some flesh seeping through, but that'll go away once you put on the helmet. So here's the helmet. You know, it's in blue, and you get some designs painted in black. And you're just gonna put it on his head like so. And then yeah, you see that flesh tone that was seeping through? It's basically gone. Good way of hiding that. And now looking at the head sculpt with the helmet on, with the goggles on. This looks incredible, man. Now to gear him up, you're gonna put his dagger in his sheath right there, and goes in smoothly. The 2 pistols, one will go in the front right here where the Cobra logo is. Then the other pistol will go onto his back right there. So he has these 2 ports right here that you'll plug in the rifles, and even though he has this peg hole right here, there's nothing that plugs into it. So with the rifle, you could take the smaller rifle and plug it to his right side. Then the longer rifle will plug in onto the left side right there. And boom, now you have your Cobra officer all geared up for half the battle because, you know, they don't know like Joe. So I was lucky enough to grab 4 Cobra troopers at my local Target to start my army build. And just to show you the variety that you can set between these officers. So first up, I have the officer here with just the helmet on. This one with both the helmet and goggles on. This one with just the goggles on, and this one with nothing on. 2 with the armbands on, the other 2 without it. But I love how unique you can make them look, and this is gonna make the army building so much fun. Another display you could do is resting the goggles on top of his head, so that looks really cool. And here's another display you could do, which I really like, and that's putting the goggles on top of the helmet. Now to cover articulation with the Cobra Trooper, he has great range of movement at the head. So he has a hinge at the top of the neck and a ball joint at the bottom of the neck. So his head moves that far up, really good, and it moves that far down. Again, use that ball jointed hinge to your advantage, and it swivels, and he has great pivoting, and it rocks around, all thanks to that ball jointed neck. His arms move that far up, so it's really good. Moves down and all around. You got the butterfly joint that moves forward and back, so good range there. You got the shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, and look at that range. That is really, really good. Way past the 90-degree mark. You got the wrist swivel and the wrist hinge that's up and down. The other is the side to side movement. Like all the other Joes, he has the standard double diaphragm joint. Again, the tactical vest may hinder some movement, but as you can see, you'll still get good range because you also have that ball jointed waist. So it swivels, pivots, and it rocks around. And his legs move that far apart, so you get like a full split with this guy. And then you got the drop down thighs, so that is awesome. I love that. Put it back into place. It moves that far up and that far back, so you can get a full frontward split as well. And when you drop down the thighs, you can definitely get him to kick up so much higher. So love the articulation on this line. His legs rock around. You got the thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and yes, heel to the Cobra butt. You got the boot swivel right there. The ankles move up that far. They move down that low, and he has that all-around ankle pivot. Now for some comparisons and comparing him to other Hasbro lines of army builders, here is our Cobra officer next to the Marvel Legends Hydra and AIM soldiers. Here he is next to the Power Rangers Lightning Collection Putty Patrols. Here he is next to the G.I. Joe Classified Series Roadblock and Duke. Here he is next to Scarlet and Snake Eyes. And lastly, here he is next to Destro. Alright, and now to wrap things up, my final rating is a 10 out of 10. Total awesomeness. There's no doubt about it. This figure is that damn good. The way this new Cobra officer looks is, dare I say, better than the classic look. Yeah, I went there because he looks way more fierce than the classic version. These guys look like they can't be taken out by the Joes, and that's the presence I want in an army builder. The variety options you can get these guys into raise the fun factor to another level. Especially for customizers out there, the possibilities will feel limitless. I had so much fun with this figure as I did with Snake Eyes, and that says a lot, being that Snake Eyes is my favorite figure of the year so far. Like Snake Eyes, I felt like I can take pics all day. The premium articulation you get here is superb, as this line has shown with all of their figures so far. The sculpt and paint are absolutely amazing on this guy. Just wish some of the weapons had a little more paint or wash. The weapon accessories don't bother me, as that's what I was used to watching the cartoons growing up, and I can always borrow accessories from other lines. Speaking of accessories, it's accessories galore here with a total of 8 that you could store on the figure, not having one accessory left out. And that makes me extremely happy, as that's how I remember collecting G.I. Joes as a kid, with so many accessory options in a single figure. Army builders should always have a ton of accessories. G.I. Joe was my first collection ever, and that's what started army building for me, and set a trend for me across other lines I collect because of how much fun it is. These guys are worth every penny I spent on them, and I just can't wait to get some more. So now I kick it back to you guys. What do you guys think of the Cobra Trooper? What army build for this G.I. Joe line do you want to see next? I know the Cobra Ninjas are coming in the next wave. Alley Vipers have been teased on the cover art, which I want badly. But as much as I would like those, just to name a few others, I would love to see the Crimson Guards or Bat Troopers. Bat Troopers even more so because I can use them as robotic AIM soldiers for my Marvel Legends collection. Comment below, let me know. That was my review. Please follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. Check out my website, xmanny87.com, to view my photo gallery. Hit the notification bell so you always know when my videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.